Hey there, it is Saturday, February 17th. The time is 3:05 p.m. and I'm here at the corner of Queen Street East and Yonge Street. And the temperature is about -4 degrees Celsius. And I'm about to cross Yonge Street. And that will be where Queen Street West begins. As I am now on the west side of Yonge Street. And that's a look north up Yonge. And a look to the south. But for this one, I'll be heading west along the entire length of Queen Street West. And that's from Yonge Street here all the way to the Parkdale neighborhood, but I think what I'll do is I'll stop halfway and maybe grab myself a coffee and warm up a bit. So this will be a rare two-part video. According to Google, it's around 5.6 kilometers in total. There's Saks Fifth Avenue on the left. So I think the halfway mark would maybe be around Trinity Bellwoods Park. And they've got the streetcar line here closed east of McCall Street. And that's due to construction of the Ontario line. There's a look up at Old City Hall. And the Hudson's Bay department store is just on the left. Straight ahead there.
Spadina? Today I can't.
And that would be the Eaton Center over there. I almost said Eaton Store. But for at least the next 4 years, apparently this is what this stretch of Queen Street will look like. And this is Bay Street coming up. And there's a look up at Old City Hall. That is 340 feet high. So that is taller than the Elizabeth Tower in London, which is home to Big Ben. It was built in 1899. And I think by the end of this year, it will need to find itself a new purpose, as the courts will have moved out, as well as the remaining municipal offices there. There's some Queen Street streetcar replacement buses that had to be diverted around that closed stretch of streetcar track. I guess all of Queen Street was closed. And you'll notice there's gargoyles up on the top of the clock tower there. They were removed in 1938, but were replaced in 2002 when there was a restoration of Old City Hall taking place. And from Old City Hall to New City Hall, this is it just here on the right, at the north end of Nathan Phillips Square, and this opened, I think, in 1965. I'm definitely gonna pick up a music copyright match here.
Yeah. Huh?
Mommy, you let it right?
The skating rink is free, and you can rent skates just up ahead. I'm not sure if that's the most appropriate song for families out skating. And there is the Sheridan Center, a brutalist hotel that went up in 1972. There's another large brutalist property just behind it, the Hilton, that went up a few years later. I can't say I'm a fan of the gray, cold concrete slab style that came from that time period. And maybe I want to be on the south side of Queen Street, so I'm not quite battling the sun so much. That's Osgood Hall on the right. And that Tesla honked at me because, well, they're a Tesla driver. On the left is the Four Seasons Center for the Performing Arts, which is basically our opera house. And at this corner here at University and Queen is Osgood Station, and that is being expanded to include a stop for the new Ontario line. And controversially, Metrolinx removed a number of trees from this lot here. So last week I was recording a video from the convention center up to Chinatown to check out Lunar New Year. And I walked along just a block of Queen Street. And that's kind of what inspired me to come here today. I saw how busy and lively it was, and I kind of wished I was recording Queen Street that day. So I just said, to heck with it, we're gonna do the whole damn thing today.
What needs to be like?
There's the Campbell House Museum. It's a house that dates back to 1822, and it's furnished with period-specific furniture. I've never actually been to it. And this is a busy stretch of Queen Street West. Reg Hart is still going strong. He's got a Cineforum on Bathurst Street. There's no shortage of cafes and places to eat here. There's some nightlife on Queen West, but that's, for the most part, a bit more west of here. There's a lot of police along this stretch. I definitely prefer the liveries, these older police vehicles, the new black and gray ones. They're a lot less militaristic looking. There's look southbound Dundas Street. Sorry, Duncan Street. More cops. And this is McCall Street, where the streetcars are turning up to Dundas and being diverted. Maybe there's a protest that'll be rolling through here. I must be out of the loop, but these vans here are all full of cops. There's probably a thread on Reddit asking what these are all doing here. That guy's a cop too. And we're at Yonge Street. There's a Tesla driver being a Tesla driver. I walked right by the old Chum building. There's where Speaker's Corner used to be, right on the corner. I think this shoe store used to be located closer to Spadina. I might be off on that. It's a one-of-a-kind store. There used to be an H&M just up here on the left. But this store closed along with one in Yorkville on Bloor Street. There's a Zara. We'll find out if anything's moved into the old H&M spot soon. The other side of Queen Street has a much wider sidewalk on this stretch. Club Med. They've got a full retail spot on Queen. That's a new one. There's Mountain Equipment Co-op. It used to be located south down on King Street West. And across the street from that, one of the oldest pubs in the city, the Black Bull.
The fee for the ride is $6.
More bike cops. Yeah, it looks like they're blocking off Queen Street here. There's some mounted cops making their way up Peter Street. It must be a protest they're preparing for.
It was weird.
Oh well, we'll keep marching west on Queen Street here. I think I saw it's the anniversary of the original Freedom Convoy protest in Ottawa. Maybe that's it. And look at the lines across the street. Brandy Melville store has a ton of people in front of it. That's what it was like during the pandemic when they had capacity restrictions. There's the Rivoli.
Yeah. Like it's like a different
There's where H&M used to be.
Like, do you know that one?
This store, Get Outside, has been here for as long as I can remember. And speaking of the Ontario line, there's going to be a station popping up at some point, probably not in my lifetime, at this spot. They've expropriated 2 buildings on the corner of this intersection. Hopefully Metrolinx does something more at the sites than just a subway station. Their land use on the Eglinton Crosstown LRT has been particularly atrocious. We'll look south down Spadina, just to the north of here. In the other direction is Chinatown. Okay. Asshole of the BMW. There is one of the most notorious McDonald's in the city.
They're all too big.
The retail on the stretch is a bit smaller in scale. And the neighborhood just to the north is Alexandra Park. And just parallel to Queen Street, south of here is Graffiti Alley. I did a walk through there a few months ago. You can find that on the channel. You would never know it was -4 and significantly colder than that with the wind chill. You know, those girls wearing their sweaters and nothing else. And this Japanese place across the street is fantastic. Raku. Blocked by the bus. I went there for lunch several months back. We've got some excellent soba noodle dishes. And I think I had a donburi bowl. And the Java House has been a mainstay of Queen Street West for a while. And we are at Portland Street. There's the Velvet Underground. And just south of here I'll link you down to King Street West, where you'll find a lot of the city's quote-unquote trendier nightlife.
We've let ourselves.
There's a night spot, the Bovine Sex Club. And we are almost at Bathurst Street, which means I'll be leaving downtown. Pretty sure the truck bike store used to be up further ahead here on the north side of Queen Street.
I don't know why, but it was focusing.
There's CB2. And we've made it to the edge of downtown. There's a look south down Bathurst Street. And a look at my very much frozen face. My cheeks are really starting to feel it. Oh, I can't. There we go. Just trying to activate something on the touch screen, but I've got gloves on. Yeah. And welcome to a stretch of town known as West Queen West, and this runs between Bathurst Street behind me and Dufferin Street, which I'll be passing in the next part of this one. This once ranked as number 2 on a list of the coolest neighborhoods in the world by Vogue magazine. I guess the cold has kept some of the foot traffic at bay. I always like it when people glance at me and I kind of see they notice the camera and then their eyes dart down right at it. The snow on the ground came from a snowfall 2 days ago. We got about 6.5 centimeters in total. There's the giant bike shop. Got 6 mushrooms, I think, is fairly new. This is Tecumseh on the left and the beginning of Palmerston on the right.
Hijo de puta.
It's hard to think. A week and a half ago, I was in Thailand enjoying some really hot weather, and then I came back and we had a day that was warm enough. There were people out in shorts and a t-shirt. This feels very much like what winter in February should feel like here. There's a lot of divey bars in this area and Thai restaurants. There's a bit of a shock seeing those prices versus what I was paying a week and a half ago. All right, I'm gonna cross here. Make sure there's not an emergency vehicle.
Look at it really 2,000.
Sklep is bij schooltje.
They're definitely brighter on this side of the street. Go nuts with your coffee. Apparently, stopping behind a line is difficult. We've made it to Trinity Bellwoods Park, so I'm going to walk over to the gates just up ahead. I'm going to hit the reset button. We're about halfway through the West Queen West neighborhood.
Are you even seeing the city, or are you just...
I think we're a little bit more than halfway along the total route. There's a cafe. A couple of them. White Squirrel Coffee Shop. And another one 2 doors down. And this is the north end of Strawn Avenue. So that concludes part 1 of this rare 2-part video. I usually just do them all in one big long shot. But I'll reveal one of the reasons, other than I want to take a few minutes just to catch my breath and clear myself out before I start recording part 2, but I'll reveal one of the reasons why I did it in 2 parts at the start of the next one, which I should remember to link in the description once this is done. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing below the video if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, that is it for part 1. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.